Thank you for purchasing the Explore Scientific 10-inch truss tube Dobsonian telescope. In this video, we'll cover the unboxing and assembly of your new scope. While assembling this telescope, if you have questions or concerns, please call 866-252-3811. That's 866-252-3811. Someone from our customer service department will be glad to assist you. The assembly of your Explore Scientific 10-inch truss tube Dobsonian telescope requires no additional tools or specialized knowledge. The 10-inch Dobsonian telescope comes in two outer boxes, one for shipping and one for packaging. Carefully open each box to reveal the contents. There is no need to remove the inner box from the outside shipping box. Once opened, the 4 truss tubes will be revealed along with the collimation tool. Remove the truss tubes and underneath you will see 2 smaller boxes. Each box is of a slightly different size. The larger box is the base of the telescope and the smaller one is the mirror box. Carefully remove each box and place them safely on a clean and uncluttered surface. Underneath you will find 2 altitude wheels. Remove these from the box and set aside. Starting with the smaller box, carefully cut the tape and fold the flaps to the outside. While keeping the flaps in place, turn the box upside down, placing it on a hard, even surface. Pull straight up to remove it from the mirror box inside. Remove the plastic from the outside of the box. Inside the mirror box, you will find 4 short screws with knobs, 2 long screws with knobs, 2 long thinner screws with knobs, 2 hex screws with sleeves, 2 clutches, a focuser extension tube, a 2x Barlow lens, an eyepiece, a moon filter, and a red dot finder. Next, remove the white foam block from the box, then carefully remove the tissue paper from the mirror. Do not remove the foam inserts from the bottom. We suggest keeping all of the foam packing material for safe storage and/or transporting your Dobsonian telescope. Remove the cardboard box from the base as before and remove the plastic. Inside the base is the secondary mirror assembly along with the USB digital eyepiece. The installation of the altitude wheels is easy and straightforward. For each side you will need 1 short and 1 long thinner screw with knob and 1 hex screw with sleeve. The altitude wheels are specifically made for each side. The protruding edge always goes on the top and attaches to the door of the mirror box. There are 2 holes you can use for balancing the telescope. It is recommended to use the bottom hole for small eyepieces and the upper hole for larger ones. In this case, we'll use the bottom to attach the altitude wheels. To attach the altitude wheels, always start with the middle and the hex screw with sleeve, attaching it to the mirror box itself. You will need to use the larger of 2 screws with knobs for the bottom and the smaller one for the lid. Do not tighten the screws at this time. Leave them a little loose. After attaching it to the bottom, move to the top of the altitude wheel and attach the smaller screw to the lid. Remember to leave it a little loose. Once all the screws are in place, tighten them, making them secure. Repeat this process for the remaining altitude wheel. The assembly of the truss tubes is just as easy. Inside the mirror box, there are 4 knobs at each corner. Start with the back right corner and loosen the knob until enough space is created to allow the bottom of the truss to fit over the screw. Once it is firmly in place, tighten the knob, leaving it just a little loose. Do the same for the remaining 3. Once you have connected all 4 truss tubes, you can now attach the secondary mirror. Take each truss tube and separate it until it meets the one next to it in the middle. This creates a perfectly aligned hole that will allow the smaller screws with knobs to attach to the secondary mirror. Do this for all 4 truss tubes. To install the secondary mirror, the focuser must be on the right side of the mirror box. Line up the hole created by the truss tubes with the hole just below the focuser and use the lip of the truss tubes to help steady the secondary mirror. You may want to have someone help you with this step. Install one of the remaining 4 screws with knobs into the hole, leaving it somewhat loose. Repeat for the other 3 attachment points. Once all the screws with knobs are installed, begin tightening each screw beginning with the mirror box until they are all finger tight. To place the telescope into the base, make sure the handle of the mirror box is positioned towards the front of the base. The front of the base has the largest cutout. Once you have placed the telescope gently into the base, the clutches need to be attached to the altitude wheels. To attach the clutches, Insert the remaining screws with knobs into each round clutch, attaching each one to the hole closest to the widest opening on the box just below the altitude wheel, making sure the white Teflon pad is facing up. You can tighten or loosen these clutches to help with aiming and stability. After installing the clutches, the telescope should move freely up, down, and side to side without falling over or needing too much pressure. If the telescope does not move freely, loosen the clutches as they might be too tight. To install the red dot finder, just loosen the tension knob on the bracket next to the eyepiece and insert the finder from the top, then tighten the tension knob. With the assembly now complete, your Explore Scientific 10-inch Dobsonian telescope is now ready for exploration.